Two teams look to climb the mountaintop in the Western Conference as Rapids 2 host Whitecaps 2 from the University of Denver Soccer Stadium in beautiful Denver, Colorado. Welcome in, I'm Josh Toll. Whitecaps 2 coming off a 3-2 win over Quakes 2 Yumasuji with a late goal in stoppage time to give the Whitecaps their first win in 9 games. Carson Rasek with a goal and an assist, his first professional goal of his career, also named Rising Star in MLS Next Pro. They look to build off that win tonight against a Rapids 2 squad who's struggling, coming off a loss against Timbers 2. Last season, Rapids 2 make it to the championship game, falling to New York Red Bulls 2. A much different season this year for the Rapids. These two teams also met in the playoffs last year, with Rapids getting the win in the opening round. Our lineups tonight, we will begin with Rapids 2 and Eric Boucher. He will have his club in a 4-3-3, 3 changes from that loss against Timbers 2 last week. Landon Strohmeyer gets his 6th start of the season. Bilo Jop, back from suspension, will get his 10th start of the year. Jonathan De La Fuente, the 17-year-old, gets his first professional career start. And Kendall Starks, once again, will get the start between the sticks. Kendall Starks, this will be his 8th straight start for the keeper. He's allowed just 13 goals. He's made 29 saves on the year. He had 3 saves in the loss against Timbers 2. Rapids 2 will look to get Bilo Jop going up top. Last season, he had 14 goals on the season. This year, he just has 1 goal on the year for head coach Eric Boucher. Meanwhile, this Rapids 2 side will have an opportunity to take down a Vancouver side that's coming off a big win against Quakes 2. For Rich Fagan, he will have his club in a 4-2-3-1, just 2 changes from last week. Prince Ponsa back in the starting lineup at the center back position. Once again, the 22-year-old out of Acragana, Adrian Zendejas, will wear the captain's armband. He'll make his 3rd start of the season. He's just allowed 1 goal on the season. He's made 3 saves on the year. His last start, though, coming back May 3rd against LAFC 2. Of course, up top, it's Marko Popovic. For this Whitecaps 2 side, Daniel Edicharea, he'll be a difference maker in the midfield for the Whitecaps. And of course, Carson Rasek, the rising star of the week, the 17-year-old with his first professional goal, 5 assists on the season for the Whitecaps midfielder. Starting 11 we just mentioned, and now when we get back, we'll have a schedule and the opening kick when we return.
They say the world's game is played everywhere. This is how we play it here. Every weekend across North America. From Vancouver's mountain rain to the shores of Florida. From the city of angels to the heartland. The world's brightest stars light up our fields.
Let's go.
And our fans bring the world to life. In every language, in every city. One game, one roar. Sold out nights under lights. New soccer citadels rising from coast to coast. Every chant, every goal, another brick in a growing relief. Now, the world's biggest stage comes to our home. And when they arrive, they'll find the game's heartbeat has been here all along.
Great game ahead as we look ahead to is Sunday night, and it's going to be a busy week tomorrow as Toronto gets us going against Revs 2. That game will kick at 3 p.m. Eastern. Carolina Core will follow it up against Huntsville City. Red Bulls 2, last year's champion, will take on Philadelphia Union 2. That'll be a tough Eastern Conference matchup. Meanwhile, OCB hosting Crew 2. And then at the late night, you got Minnesota United, 8 p.m. Eastern, taking on Tacoma Defiance. LAFC 2 taking on Dynamo Dos. Dynamo Dos, top team in the Western Conference, one of the top teams in MLS Next Pro. They've struggled as of late, but they're looking to get back to their winning ways as they have a good opportunity against LAFC 2. Good Western Conference matchup tonight between Rapids 2 and Whitecaps 2. Second meeting of the season. These two met at Swangard Stadium earlier in the year. That meeting ended in a 1-1 draw up in British Columbia. Ryan Alumi for Vancouver with the lone goal. Bilo Jap for Rapids 2 with the goal. Ultimately, Vancouver getting the extra point in the shootout in that one. Rapids 2 coming off a tough loss against Timbers 2, and talking to Eric Boucher about that game. They go from a top performance in the game against City 2 to a good performance against Ventura County, but Portland, they struggled. They had control for large moments of the game, made adjustments throughout the game with their shape, but in the second half they were able to create chances, but ultimately a poor foul doing them in, and trouble on a set piece. A bitterly disappointing game, but they know they could have gotten more in that game, and he really looks to build here tonight against Vancouver. A Vancouver side he believes that they can get a win against. They have a fairly different lineup that they're going to bring out tonight that we saw in our starting 11, but they played a good game against the Whitecaps too. They feel like they left more on the field. They really need to maintain our aggression on both sides of the ball, defend and play forward, and he wants to hunt, need to create chances and put it in the back of the net, be more efficient in the box, and be more aggressive. Tonight, Whitecaps 2 in their white with the blue shorts. Meanwhile, Rapids 2 in their burgundy with the white numbers. And we are underway from the University of Denver Soccer Stadium as we get going. Our head referee tonight is Matt Thompson, first assistant Cameron Seiler, our second assistant Brandon Rizzo, and our fourth official is Jared Mosher. Kendall Starks making his 8th start of the season. He'll play a big booming ball forward, and this will find its way all the way to Zendejas. Mentioned Zendejas last started May 3rd against LAFC. Has just allowed the one goal in the season. He's wearing the captain's armband, a veteran in the back to help lead this young Vancouver side. Vancouver trying to play at the back. Bilo Jop with the pressure. Jop coming off a suspension. Was suspended after the double yellow card. Headed out a couple weeks ago in the Ventura County game. But back in the starting lineup, he's a threat up front, but he has been quiet on the season. Just one goal on the year. That coming against New York City FC earlier this season. Trevor Wright getting the start once again. The center back for Whitecaps 2 played his college soccer right here at the stadium as a poor giveaway here by Whitecaps 2. He was Summit League Defender of the Year. We'll have a throw in here by Jabari Ducoto. He'll play it over to Grant Gilmore. Grant Gilmore with his 8th start in his first season with the club, just 18 years old. Comes by way of Pennsylvania to Colorado. Gilmore up the middle. And a poor giveaway here by Rapids 2. Getting the start tonight. Once again, Micah Garnett, 17th start of the season, as pushing this forward is Idi Chirea. Idi Chirea with the goal last week against Quakes 2. He'll go backwards. Here's Bruletti. Bruletti in that double pivot position, as well as Carson Razik. Bruletti very much the defensive holding midfielder. Razik, he'll be the player that creates and pushes up the field as this ball is played in and stabbed down. Let's go across the end line, and we'll have our first corner kick of the game. Corner piece is such a vital component here for both these sides, as Razik will have the first opportunity of the evening. Fast start to the game last week for Whitecaps 2. They scored in the 4th minute. It was a Razik goal, and it was an electric goal. This time he'll have a chance here to get an assist early, possibly. Ball played into the heart of the box, headed out. Good clearance there by Rapids 2. For this Vancouver side, coming off a win against Quakes 2 by a score of 3-2 in that game. They gave up the opening goal in the second minute. Mentioned the goal by Rasic coming in the fourth, and Eddie Chirea would score in the 48th minute before Yumasuji would put it away in stoppage time. First win in their last 9 games. Looking to build off that momentum here tonight. And Mpansa, he'll play it over. Mate, back to Mpansa. And Mpansa does have a goal on the season to go with 2 assists. Garnett. This ball looping forward to Eddie Chirea. Eddie Chirea plays it out of the box. Now plays it inside. The shot, this is going to be deflected away. That was a pass across the top of the 6. This ball cut out, and another corner here now coming from the near side for Whitecaps 2. Talking with Rich Fagan, talked about this Rapid side, saying they're a really good team. Their performance does not reflect how good they are. They need to be prepared. They want to be good in transition, but they need to stick to our game plan and try to build off that win from last week. The service on the ground. The return pass. Suji unable to get around the defender, and now a chance here on the counter for Rapids 2. This ball played forward. It goes right off the back heels of its intended target. Jonathan De La Fuente getting his first start, unable to control the pass, but Rapids maintained possession. De La Fuente, just 17 years old, one of the many academy players on this Rapids 2 side. Landon Strohmeyer, another one of those just 18-year-olds getting the start here tonight. Chantak. He'll go backwards. Chumba, 15 years old, 6'3". They really think that he has a bright future as it's played out to Chantak. Chantak going into the box, plays it in, clip back. The shot by Dakota. Oh, it's blocked in front and stopped by Whitecaps. Is Trevor Wright getting his body in front of that shot? That's been the story of Rapids 2 this season. They're getting opportunities but unable to put anything away. That time, Trevor Wright getting the perfect spot to block the shot of Jabari Dakota. This ball looping out for Chantak. Plays it in the middle. No one there for Rapids 2 as the ball falls to Mpansa. Zendejas will send it out. Garnett. Back to Wright. Talking with Rich Fagan about Trevor Wright, a player that wins duels, his present, his leadership. They love his character on and off the field. They really feel that he's been invaluable. One of the big things that he does is he's able to help with the leadership, especially with these younger kids. Talks about how a lot of these older players like Trevor Wright, they very much are more vocal, and some of the younger players like Harasic, they'll lead more in terms of their play and the effort that they put in. Eddie Chirea, former 40th overall pick from DC United, plays it out to the overlapping Garnett, but Dakota able to get to the ball first for Rapids 2 as he's knocked off. Jabari Dakota in his first season with Rapids, 86th overall pick out of Xavier, originally hails from Brooklyn, New York. Starks. Chantak just cannot get to the pass. Right idea right there, but unable to connect was Colorado. Colorado, one of the best passing teams in the league, completing nearly 86% of their passes. That's 7th best in the league. They can control possession. The problem is, what do you do with that possession? And one of the things that Eric Boucher talked about, they need to be more dangerous and create chances. This ball played in the box, played out by Rapids. Belletti, over to Mate. He'll turn away. Right. This ball played out wide, but too heavy of a touch right there. Whitecaps, too, they do have one clean sheet on the season. That come in earlier on the year against Timbers, too. Rapids still looking for their first clean sheet of the year, and that was another thing that Eric Boucher talked about. They want to get that win as well as a clean sheet. Here's Gilmore. Gilmore pushing up. Chumba. Garcia slows it down at the moment. Back to Chumba. Here's Starks. Starks showing over the course of the season that he can play the ball out with his feet. Good distribution. Seen so many keepers these days having to play with their feet, being able to pass the ball while it's short or skipping lines. Mentioned the struggles of Rapids, too. Still looking for that first win. Their last win coming 17 games ago against Minnesota United in the semifinals. That was on November 2nd. Chance here on their home ground. Maybe things will change. This Rapids side have scored just 12 goals on the season. That's last in the league, giving up 32. Meanwhile, for Whitecaps, they've scored 21 on the season, but have allowed 35. This ball sent forward. Nearest player for Rapids was Bryce Jamieson. Right, we'll go backwards to Zendejas. Back to right. Vancouver with 3 wins on the season. Got the win last week against Quakes, too. Also with wins over Minnesota United as well as Tacoma Defiance. That win against Quakes, too, stopped a 9-game winless streak. Their last win before that came April 12th against Tacoma. An opportunity here tonight to have their first back-to-back wins of the season. Meanwhile, for Colorado, a few weeks ago against City 2, Eric Boucher thought they had their best performance of the season, followed up by able to pick up a point in the game against Ventura County, another top team here in the Western Conference, but fell apart last week against Timbers 2. He's hoping that they can get back to the way they played against City 2 here tonight as this is played backwards to Gilmore. Starks. It's been Starks and Zach Campagnolo this season, the 2 main men between the sticks for Rapids 2. Of course, in years past, it was Adam Beaudry. As this is played to Jabari Dakota. Dakota works his way inside. De La Fuente, give and go opportunity. This ball played for it will roll out, and this will be a throw here for Whitecaps 2. Nine different goal scorers on the season for this Whitecaps 2. Yuma Suji getting his first goal of the season last week, that game winner. Carson Rasek with his first professional goal as this is played high into the sky. But one of the things that Rich Fagan talked about, he loves the way that Carson Rasek plays. A player that now they're hoping he'd just get more goals for, but he's a versatile midfielder. Really can play him deeper, allow him to create more opportunities. Very proactive in joining the attack, really adding more to his game as his season has progressed. But one of the big things they're hoping to add next is goals. He does have 5 assists on the season, which is tied for 3rd best in the league. And Ponce pops his back. Zendejas able to get to it first. Dangerous ball back there, but Zendejas with time and plenty of calmness as this is played away. A lot of younger keepers. They might mess that up, but Zendejas with years of experience, able to play it back. Harper wearing the captain's armband here tonight for Rapids 2, and Dejas for Whitecaps. Looping ball forward to midfield. Now we'll have a kick here for Whitecaps 2, just on the edge of the circle. This ball played forward. Unable to keep it in play, those Whitecaps 2, and it'll be a goal kick here for Rapids. Talking with Rich Fagan about that game against Quakes 2, he said it was disappointed that they got off to a slow start, but likes how the team responded. Of course, he had the 2-minute goal afterwards by Carson Razek, was really able to stick to their game plan and able to stay in the game and get the late goal, but really happy with how the players played. Gilmore for Dakota. He has a little room to run. Dakota striding forward, plays it to the side. Had Chantak, but played it behind Chantak. If he plays a diagonal ball into space, he's going to be able to get Chantak to run under the ball and have an opportunity to move forward. So Dejas showing off the footwork. Eritrea looking for Popovich. Razek. Great opportunity here on the set piece for Whitecaps 2, just on the edge of the area. Let's see what Whitecaps 2 have dialed up here. Big boys in the box, in the 6-yard box. Different way here to manufacture a goal for the Whitecaps. Try to get the early lead on the road. Strike on the ground, into the wall, the follow-up. This one gets through, but it's blocked at the 6-yard box, headed away by Chantak. And now a chance here for the Rapids 2 to move up. This ball, though, played all the way back to Zendejas. Missed opportunity right there for Whitecaps with a free kick going directly into the wall. This part of the match is brought to you by UC Health. With personalized care and locations across Colorado, UC Health is here for you no matter where your story takes you. UC Health. Live extraordinary. Chantak, unable to maintain possession. $18 minutes into the game, neither team yet with a shot on goal. Eritrea. Garnett on the overlap. Eritrea, that's where he goes. Right for Bruletti. Bruletti. Big ball out wide into the channel. Good battle on the side there between Deo as well as Chantak of Colorado. Eritrea goes down the line. Rasek. Gilmore right there to defend, and this will find its way as a foul against Gilmore, and it'll be another free kick opportunity here for Rasek and company. So Rasek now a chance here for another delivery into the box. Whitecaps setting up for an inward swinging ball for Kendall Starks to defend. Just waiting for our go-ahead from our head referee, Matt Thompson, tonight. This ball played in, back post, headed up and just over the crossbar. Beautiful ball, and Ponce was able to get his head to it, but sends it over the crossbar. Great delivery right here from Whitecaps, but unable to tuck it in. Vancouver nearly with a 1-0 lead on that set piece. Right, he'll go backwards to Zendejas. Zendejas under pressure, able to get the ball away. He'll just live for another day as this is played out past the touchline. Defense will be allowed to reset. Rapids 2 struggling this year compared to last season when they made it to the championship game. One of the big areas that they're struggling with, third fewest corners in the league. Another way to manufacture opportunities here. I've already seen a couple different set pieces for Vancouver. Vancouver doing a good job putting more pressure on Rapids 2. They also have 2 corners in this game to start so far. Chantak in pursuit, and he'll be unable to get to the balls. This will be a goal kick here for Vancouver. Near giveaway, Jop applying the press. It will be a giveaway for Vancouver. And now the first corner of the game here for Rapids 2 coming. So an opportunity here for the home side. Talking with Eric Boucher over the course of the season. Goal of the corner. He wants to get a goal, create high-level chances. This is another way that they can upgrade the scoring chance. Chantak to send it in. Ball into the area, headed away. Comes back to Strohmeyer. He'll head it back. This ball chipped out for Chantak. Unable to get to the ball first. Vancouver will go the other side. And stepping in front there was Luis Garcia getting in the way of the attacking Yuma Suji. No bookings as of yet in this game. Suji calling for the foul. Luis Garcia, he'll be able to pop up. Garcia in his first year with the club, acquired in February from CD Independiente La Coria in Colombia. This part of the match is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Mate tries to work his way inside, goes to Wright. Once again, you see that pressure from Colorado, but Wright able to complete the pass. Garnett. Berletti. Stark sends away with the left foot. Knotted down, but no one ahead there for Rapids 2. Rapids 2 still struggling to find a way to be effective in the attacking third. Talking with Rich Fagan about creating chances. Talks about how he wants this team to set up and create as much space as possible to attack the back spaces, like right here as this ball is cut in. And it hits off the hip of a defender. The shot from long range, once again blocked away by Rapids 2. But they want to be able to attack that back space, have high volume shots throughout the season. Now it's about quality and the ability to finish. This ball looped in. It'll come right into the hands of Starks. Once again, you can see Vancouver able to find those spaces to work with as Chantak is the player down on the ground. They're getting opportunities, but unable to finish throughout the season. 21 goals on the year for Whitecaps 2. As it looks like the training staff will come out now to look at Chantak. So hopefully for Chantak, nothing serious. Eric Boucher, he might have to go to his bench earlier with the staff coming out. Last thing you want is an injured player. For Chantak, 10 appearances on the season. This is his 9th start of the year. Another one of those young academy players, just 17 years old. But hopefully it's nothing more than a cramp. So this will allow players to go over and get some water for the hydration break with a injured player down in Chantak. As of right now, no one warming up on the side for Colorado, looking to warm up. But right now, scoreless here in the 27th minute between Rapids 2 and Whitecaps 2. Two teams met earlier in British Columbia, and that game finishing 1-1. Ultimately, Vancouver would go on to get the extra point in kicks. Good to see Chantak. He's up and walking off under his own power, so they'll be able to come over and get some water as well. For Rapids 2, struggling to find that goal scorer this season. Last year, Bilo Jop had 14 goals. This week, Landon Strohmeyer getting the start up front. He's yet to score a goal on the season. Bryce Jamieson does have 1 goal on the year. That came back in March for Rapids. But they need to find consistency up front. Meanwhile, for Whitecaps 2, Liam McKenzie leading the team in scoring with 5 goals on the season. Daniel Eritrea second on the team with 4 goals on the year. He had the big goal last week against Quakes 2. Yuma Suji with the game winner in that game. Carson Razak scoring his first professional goal. But Sahil Dale, another guy that they're hoping that they can see get going in the midfield for Whitecaps 2, whether it's by goals or delivering assists. He does have an assist on the year. Marko Popovic, meanwhile, still looking for his first goal of the season. It looks like Chantak is going to come off the field, so we will have our first sub of the game. So for Rapids, too, that means Sebastian Siegler will come on for his second appearance of the season. So Siegler on. Chantak off. Siegler is 17 years old, originally from Sydney, Australia. Siegler, no goals on the season, no assists. Just one appearance, so an opportunity here now for Siegler to get some valuable minutes. Siegler made his first appearance against Timbers 2 last week, playing 10 minutes. This ball played forward, intended for Jamison. Jamison plays it across. No one on the backside of the box, so for Rapids 2 gets the ball. Dale will head the other direction. There's Siegler getting his first touch. So Siegler slotting into the midfield. See who drops back to that outside back position, or if Colorado elects to change shapes. They've done that throughout the course of the year. That's one of the things that Eric Boucher has really liked, how they've adapted when they've changed their style of play. This ball is played forward, headed away. De La Fuente will throw it in for Colorado. Right, shielding away Jamison. This ball stolen away by Garcia. De La Fuente for Garcia. Idichurea. Idichurea to his right foot. Bruletti. Chance here from the top of the area. This ball played out wide, but no one in the channel for Vancouver. Looked like Vancouver had an opportunity for a shot, but elected to drop it off to the right. And here on the attack once again, dummy ball through. Idichurea gets the shot off, takes the deflection, goes right in the hands of Starks. Siegler, the lone sub, will play this ball back. Garcia for Siegler. Garcia avoiding the pressure of Popovich. Here's Gilmore. Gilmore trying to cut inside, unable to get around the defender, but maintains possession. Good defending right there by Yuma Suji, the 17-year-old. Suji last season, 21 appearances, 17 starts this year. He's made 7 starts and has had 9 appearances. Gilmore, he'll go backwards for Starks. Starks now will send it away and allow his team to reset on defense. This part of the match is brought to you by Kiewit, official construction and engineering partner of the Colorado Rapids. Scoop pass to the channel. Idichurea trying to get by De La Fuente to the byline, and this is cut out. It'll be another corner here for Vancouver, their third of the game. See what they can do here on this corner. Both teams still looking for their first shot on goal. Vancouver does have 6 shots in the game. Colorado just 2. This ball sent and headed out. And we had a foul. And this will be a kick here for Rapids 2. De La Fuente is going to have to go backwards and throw this ball in. De La Fuente getting his first career start here this evening. Scoreless in the 35th minute between Rapids 2 and Whitecaps 2. This game tonight being played at the University of Denver Soccer Stadium. Been a familiar place for Rapids 2. They've also played some of their games this season at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. We had a foul call against Whitecaps. We've yet to have a booking in this game. Relatively clean game between both sides. Matt Thompson directing traffic in the box, making sure everyone is situated. Not much jostling going on at the moment between players. The service into the area, and this goes over everyone. It'll be a goal kick for Whitecaps. So missed chance right there for Rapids 2. One that you have to take advantage of if you're Colorado. Just play it in the box. Try to get someone to get ahead to it. Sendejas goes up the middle. Bruletti for Wright. Wright sends it forward. Legs getting tangled in midfield, and we'll play on. This ball played into the channel. Back post, and this is going to go up and over everyone. There's a cross-up between a shot and a pass in the decision-making. This ball intended for Jamison, but went over the touchline. Whitecaps 2 already with 4 blocks in this game. The big one that Trevor Wright had earlier today. Otherwise, this game could have very much been 1-0 in favor of the home side. Jabari Takoto, the man with the shot attempt. But Wright in the perfect position defensively to stop the scoring chance. Vancouver's been the more dangerous of the two teams in the attacking third, but they're still looking for their first shot on goal. Rich Fagan talking about the volume of chances they've gotten over the course of the season, but really wants to see better quality. And right now, Whitecaps 2 picking when they choose to try to get a shot off. Garnett tracking back. Ponsa. Hard challenge on the far side of the field, and this will draw the whistle of Matt Thompson. Looks like we're going to have our first booking of the game as well. And looks like it's going to go to the sub, Sebastian Siegler. So Sebastian Siegler officially into the books. Clear foul there by Siegler. That was an easy one there for Matt Thompson. No complaining from the bench of Colorado. Right for Mponsa. Mponsa, the 22-year-old out of Accra, Ghana. Mponsa tonight playing his 16th game of the season. Has started 14 of those games. Micah Garnett unable to get to the ball. How about Micah Garnett and what he's done? This is his 17th start of the year. He's played every minute of the season so far. Talk about the best players are sometimes the one with the best availability. Micah Garnett, constant starter in the back line for head coach Rich Fagan. Trevor Wright as well. 16 appearances for him on the year. He's made 15 starts. Prince Mponsa, 16 appearances with those 14 starts. And then Mate, 11 appearances on the year with 8 starts. Those 3 players between Mponsa, Trevor Wright, and Garnett have been mainstays. What you love about that is the communication, the familiarity that is built. Of course, you can add ahead of him Christian Buletti, a player that's played in 15 games already this season. Carson Razik has played in 17. We'll have a foul here. This will be called against De La Fuente as he went over the back of Micah Garnett. Buletti under pressure by the 15-year-old Chumba. Chumba might have gotten away with a foul there, and now the whistle is blown. He was grabbing the jersey of Bruletti. Chumba, tall player at 6'3" and just 15 years old. Has that size of a Patrick Vieira, just a big midfielder. You think as he continues to grow and build size, and who knows how many more inches he could grow, but that could be a scary player moving forward, especially as he continues to learn how to use his body, be more physical. It could be a physical presence for this Rapids 2 side and hopefully eventually the first team. Just under 4 minutes away from the break. Highlights and stats from this. Look at the schedule upcoming in MLS Next Pro. Also have a couple good features for you as well, as this is played forward by Colorado. Jamison trying to play the ball inside, but Rasak able to intercept it for Vancouver. Eritrea has Popovich inside. Eritrea plays the ball in, near post, but right at Starks. Gilmore. Garcia back to Gilmore. Rapids playing with patience, trying to find some space to work with. Vancouver doing a good job making it difficult for Rapids 2 to move up the field. Always seem to have a man right in the right position. And then you'll have that second player come over to help defend and establish a trap in some cases. Rapids looking for an opportunity here late. Here's Jop. De La Fuente. Siegler. Once again, back line established here for Whitecaps 2. Well organized. Let's see what Rapids 2 elect to do here to try to penetrate the back line of Vancouver. Could be a big moment here for the home side before the break as this is played into Chumba. Once again, Rapids 2 going backwards. This ball played in. Unable to do anything with it. That time, once again, was Rapids 2. Just cannot seem to find a way to get behind the back line of Vancouver. Suji. Deo. Deo back to Suji. Suji unable to maintain possession. Gilmore. This ball brought down by Garnett. Garnett with a good first touch to bring that ball down as Bruletti plays it to the side. Mate. And Panza. We'll have 3 minutes of stoppage time added on here to the end of the first half. Starks over to Gilmore. Starks looking for De La Fuente. 17-year-old unable to bring the first touch in. Another giveaway here by Rapids 2. Mate at midfield. This ball well read by Rapids 2. Now a chance to move up. Siegler. Lofted ball forward. Jop in pursuit. Garnett, one of the things Rich Fagan loves about Micah Garnett is he just does the simple things consistently, and that's one of the big things to move forward in the career is just to be able to be consistent week in, week out, know what they're going to get each week as this ball is played forward. Garnett also represents St. Kitts and Nevis. Came out of the University of Portland before making his way up north. He have 2 goals, 7 assists at Portland before coming to Vancouver. Starks, he's had some big saves here over these last few weeks. Had some tremendous ones against Ventura County as well as City 2. Those two of the top teams in the Western Conference. Garcia. Chumba for De La Fuente. And Panza for Mate. Maybe one last chance to go up the field here for Whitecaps 2, or we'll see if they'll just settle to go to the break. Razik. Eritrea knocked off the ball. Good defensive play right there by this 17-year-old De La Fuente. And there is the whistle to close out the first half. Neither team able to get a shot on target in that opening half. Rapids with 3 shots, Whitecaps with 6, but unable to do damage. Our score at the break, Rapids 0, Whitecaps 0. Coming up in our halftime show, we look ahead for a new club in Long Island, plus highlights in our upcoming schedule after this timeout.
They say the world's game is played everywhere. This is how we play it here. Every weekend across North America. From Vancouver's mountain rain to the shores of Florida. From the city of angels to the heartland. The world's brightest stars light up our fields.
Let's go.
And our fans bring the world to life. In every language, in every city. One game, one roar. Sold out nights under lights. New soccer citadels rising from coast to coast. Every chant, every goal, another brick in a growing relief. Now, the world's biggest stage comes to our home. And when they arrive, they'll find the game's heartbeat has been here all along.
With another future club, the Island FC.
The opportunity to build a professional soccer club in Long Island, to me is really unique. Number one, because I'm from New York, I'm from Queens. It's a community that I'm very familiar with, that I resonate with. Long Island has a tremendous source of pride that only Long Islanders know and feel. To do this in a place where there is such a rich soccer history, on the youth end, professionally, is also unique. We're not just launching a soccer club, we're launching a culture, we're launching a community space, we're launching a brand and a team that will make Long Island proud. The Island FC will represent, not just what's happening on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. And at the end of the day, I want to make sure that we certainly give more than we take, and that's in all parts of the organization and the club.
I came to Long Island 40 years ago now and created the very first professional coaching organization. And out of that has grown this tremendous industry of viral coaching, super clubs and companies. And this is really an end result for that. It's an opportunity through the Island FC to act as an embracing organization that really brings the island together in a significant way and propels male and female soccer to the top. This is bringing professional soccer right to the heart of Long Island, and it makes that dream a reality. They will see young Long Island players coming through and playing pro here with the Island FC and representing Long Island on that international stage.
The biggest sporting event in the world is embracing two ideas that started here. One designed to keep the game moving, another designed to better protect the players within it. Both were first tested in MLS Next Pro.
The league launched in 2022, but prior to that, there were 4 pillars that we came around, really rallied around, where we wanted to build and drive growth. Those 4 pillars were professional development, local communities, access, and innovation. The game has been around for over 100 years, but for the most part, a lot of the rules have stayed the same. But the game has evolved so much, particularly over the last 30 years.
MLS Next Pro has been a really good proving ground for a lot of these new rules that they're bringing into effect. The players in the competition have been very open to trying out new things. We've seen some really, really good developments, and a lot of the things that have been trialed in that competition have been elevated to MLS, and now we're seeing elevated to the FIFA level as well. This was something that it was easy for them to get their heads around, but I was pleasantly surprised to see them take this on in a format that's very, very similar to what we've been doing already.
Ideas don't become rules overnight. Changing the game meant bringing people together from every corner of the sport.
I think it took a lot of courage for us to implement some of the new rules, but we knew that if we did it in an authentic way and we got information from so many different stakeholders in parts of the game, that we could do it in a safe way that would help players, would help administrators and coaches, and really would be good for the sport.
Eventually, the conversation moved from meeting rooms to match day.
Well, I was fortunate enough to be a part of the first game ever with this in MLS Next Pro in 2022, where we got an email. We had to join a webinar where we had to go over these rules, and there was great understanding of how this was going to go and overview about these 2 specific rules that we're going to have implemented specifically for MLS Next Pro. So I really thought the on-field treatment rule was an awesome implementation, because that's something that we deal with a ton as referees. It's something that causes friction, always causes issues for game management when you have players going down for injuries and calling a trainer on when it's not necessarily a serious injury. So I knew initially that was going to be a fantastic one, that was going to be helping our game improvement. And then the substitution rule we knew was also going to be one of the ones that was going to help. So I was really looking forward to doing that one and implementing that, because it's something that's game management we have to deal with.
The expectation was that there would be an adjustment period, maybe even resistance. Nobody knew how the players would respond once the whistle blew.
Players bought into it really quickly, and it was something that the entire league was able to understand it, and really you saw buy-in from everybody, and it was just really easily implemented at MLS Next Pro, and really didn't see much pushback. The biggest thing that I've seen is where players are smart enough to know if they leave the field voluntarily with our permission, they don't have to wait a minute. So if they're near the sideline or the end line or something where they say, hey ref, I just need a minute, I'm gonna go off, perfect. They can go off and get whatever treatment they need to, and they know they don't have to wait the minute. You're getting your treatment that you have, you're not implementing any of the on-field treatment rules or anything, you're just taking yourself out of it for a second. So that's where players are really coming smart to how they handle things. And then for the substitution rule, I've seen several times where I would talk to a captain and I tell him the player has to come off, and he's not, and you see a captain or a teammate pushing that player off the field, because they know that if you're not off in that 10 seconds, they don't want to play for 10 at the disadvantage that they would have.
The changes on field were obvious, and the numbers told the same story.
The data was really compelling. If you look at the numbers before the rule was implemented, on average, for those stoppages associated with injuries that are 15 seconds or more, you really were looking at stoppages in games that were 5 to 6 times per game. Once we implemented the new rules, that number went down to between 1 and 1.5 times per game. And so the data was very, very compelling that when you implemented a rule like this, it really would reduce those preventable match delays. And that was really exciting for us. But when you do the analysis in terms of number of fouls and yellow cards and red cards and some of those metrics, we found that those remain consistent whether the rule was in place or not. And that was a positive dynamic for us. And it's one of the key indicators that the rule's working.
The experiment was working in MLS Next Pro and was brought to MLS 2 years later. That success pushed these ideas to the biggest stage in the game.
It's amazing that every single law change that comes into play comes from some competition or some situation that happened at maybe it was UEFA Champions League final, or maybe it was another World Cup that inspired a rule change. So to have from our own competition, coming from North America, to have a rule change come into play for me, it's special because I've been there from the very beginning. I've helped implement this from a management standpoint, so I'm excited to see how it's going to be implemented on the world stage by competitions, by referees, and by teams from around the world.
For the people who helped build it, the impact is still sinking in.
You never really understand the impact that you might have on the sport. And so to be part of MLS Next Pro and to be part of this process and leading this process as it relates to new rules and innovation has been a real shining star for me as it relates to my career. I'm just super excited and proud and grateful to be part of the process. I can't wait for the games to happen in the World Cup and to see them. These are important new rules for the growth of the game, so it's extremely rewarding, and I can't articulate how happy and proud I am.
In addition to the rules, influences at this summer's FIFA World Cup, 105 players at the tournament have spent time with an MLS club, with 44 of these players developed through the MLS player pathway. Of these 44 players, 19 spent time in MLS Next Pro. Fans can get a closer look at this historic group by heading to MLSNextPro.com. Scoreless here at the break between Rapids 2 and Whitecaps 2. Not a team yet with a shot on target in this game. Both teams looking for 3 points. A chance here for Whitecaps 2 to have back-to-back wins for the first time this season. Meanwhile, Rapids 2 looking for their first win of the year. Plenty of action around MLS Next Pro as we take a look at the scoreboard and what's ahead as well here in Next Pro. Back to Friday, CT United falling at home to NYCFC as they put up 4 on the home side. LAFC 2 with a win by a score of 1-0 against Minnesota United. That one on Wednesday. Meanwhile, back last Sunday, they had Tacoma Defiance taking down Real Monarchs. Austin with a 2-1 win over Sporting Kansas City. And how about the dominant performance by New York Red Bulls 2, the defending champions, with a 5-0 win over Toronto FC 2. A look ahead for tomorrow's game, Toronto FC, a chance to bounce back as they will host Revs 2. That game will kick at 3 p.m. Eastern. Carolina Core will welcome in Huntsville. That game will kick at 6 p.m. Eastern. New York Red Bulls 2 will host Philadelphia Union 2. Those are always a good matchup between those two sides. OCB 2 takes on Columbus Crew. And then City 2 will host Austin FC. And to close out the evening tomorrow night on the West Coast, it'll be LAFC 2 taking on Dynamo Dos. That game will kick at 10 p.m. Eastern. Dynamo Dos looking for another win on the road, but they're going to have a tough go with the black and gold of LAFC. Scoreless here at the break between Rapids 2 and Whitecaps 2. Not a whole lot going on in the first 45 minutes. Both teams talking about needing great chances here. This ball played into Dakota with the best chance of the game, but Trevor Wright got his body in front of it. This ball finished back close. It just headed over the crossbar, and that is where we stand at the break, scoreless here between Rapids 2 and Whitecaps 2.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Welcome back as we get set for the second half between Rapids 2 and Whitecaps 2 from the University of Denver Soccer Stadium in Denver, Colorado. Josh Toll with you this evening. A chance here for Whitecaps 2 to get their second straight win if they can find a goal here in the second half. Meanwhile, Rapids 2 still looking for their first win of the season. Rapids 2 falling last year in the championship game to New York Red Bulls 2. The last time they won a game was the week before that against Minnesota United. So it's been a long time coming for Eric Boucher's club to get that first win of the year. Meanwhile, for Whitecaps 2, they do have the 3 wins on the season, though they have yet to win on the road. A chance here to change that this evening if they can pull out the victory. Both teams in that first half able to get shots, but none able to get one on target. No subs to begin the second half in this game. Sebastian Siegler, the only sub of the game so far. That came in the first half as he came on for Jaden Chantak, who had to go off with an injury. Siegler slotted into the midfield to close out that first half. It's a little change in shape and formation for the players on the field for Rapids 2. Whitecaps, meanwhile, here playing on the road. This is their 8th road game of the season. Mentioned their struggles on the road, all their wins coming at home. Have a chance to get another win at home next week when they host Ventura County. Right now, clearly try to build the momentum and the rhythm that they had on the win against Quakes 2. You go back to that game last week for Vancouver. They allowed the goal in the first 2 minutes of play, responded with the Carson Rassak goal as you have a poor giveaway by Chumba of Colorado. But for Vancouver, it would be Daniel Iditrea getting the second goal, and Yuma Suji with the game winner in stoppage time in the second half as Bruletti moves forward, trying to work his way down the spine as this ball finds its way back to Mpansa. Mpansa looking for some wiggle room in the middle as he completes his pass as this is played out wide. Return ball inside. Cut across, goes over the hands of Starks. Starks was just right on the near post. And luckily that was an outward swinging ball. If this is an inward swinging ball, maybe has a chance to go in. See the ball just to the back post. No one on the back side for Whitecaps 2. But Starks might have misjudged that. Maybe the sun getting in his eyes as it's setting in Colorado. Mpansa, right getting the start tonight where he played college at the University of Denver, Summit League Defensive Player of the Year. Mate, he'll go backwards. Mpansa into the channel. Suji plays it in as this is stabbed away. Vancouver continue what they did in the first half, being able to be effective in the attacking third, but not doing enough to create quality chances in the final third as we have a foul here called against Chumba. Didn't have the one yellow card in the first half. That went to Sebastian Siegler of Colorado. Otherwise, it's been a clean game. Bruletti talking with Rich Fagan. He loves the complementary players that he has in the midfield with his 2 pivots between Bruletti and Razik, as we'll have a corner kick here early in the second half for Vancouver. Bruletti, very much that traditional holding midfielder, connecting that back line, trying to push the ball up to Razik to really let him get involved in pushing the ball forward. And Inward swinging ball here coming for Vancouver. This ball played in, backside, headed down, and sent away by Rapids off the volley, and that shot's blocked away. Good effort right there by Whitecaps, but defending well is Colorado as this takes a deflection, and it'll be a throw-in here for Vancouver. Chumba, he'll go backwards. Pressure here from Whitecaps as they try to win the ball back. Chumba, how about that quick little touch to play it back? Smart play there by the 15-year-old. Gave the ball away initially. Rapids able to recover, and then it was the quick pass on the outlet by Chumba that nearly started to break going forward. Zendejas. Third start for him as he goes up the middle, and Ponsa. Mate. And Ponsa. Diagonal ball. Looking for Dale, but Dale's going to run out of room. Rapids giving the ball away once again. Rapids having issues right now getting into the attacking third and being productive with the ball. They've gotten past midfield, but just have not been able to put a string together of passes to be effective in the end. Berletti out wide. So Whitecaps, too, one of the best teams in terms of getting shots. 218 shots on the year. But unfortunately for them, just 77 of those on target on the season. It's a 36% shooting chance on target. Good pressure right here by Popovich as this is looped up. Popovich doing a good job of forcing that pass, and then ultimately Rapids committing a foul. Strohmeyer, how about this ball forward by Strohmeyer? Great pass here. Shop to the byline. Try to cut it across. And this will be a goal kick. Best effort of the night right there by Rapids 2. Talking with Eric Boucher about this season, really about this last month, really talking about consistency being the key. Have done good things all year and have grown in different areas, but need to be more consistent going forward. But it's really what he's appreciated about this team is how they have played. They've had to play in a few different systems here over the last few games, but this team has shown such great adaptability over the course of the season. Really feels like that first win is just a matter of moments away. Feels like they got the better end of Vancouver in that first meeting and can do it again here tonight. Chumba for Starks. And Ponsa playing it over to Mate. Rich Fagan, high praise about Mate. They love his versatility. Can play him inside, can play him outside. But he's a player that gives them options, and that is one of the things that a lot of coaches talk about, these different players that are able to play multiple positions, but they love the fact that they can play him at center back or fullback like he's playing tonight. Opportunity now for the Whitecaps. This ball played in and stopped by Starks. Starks seeing that ball all the way through. First save of the night. This part of the match is brought to you by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. And Ponsa back to Zendejas. For Zendejas, his third appearance of the season. Last start coming back May 3rd against LAFC 2. This ball played down the line. No one there, though, for Vancouver. Starks under pressure, able to get the pass away to Charlie Harper. Harper wearing the captain's armband, and a foul called against Popovich. Starks for Harper. Harper under pressure and gives it away. Good press right there by Vancouver. This ball played up. Eritrea able to keep it in play. Suji. How about that little hesitation goal? Plays it in as it's headed off the line. Bruletti and Ponsa. Mate. Mate to his left. Razek for Mate. Mate. And Ponsa. And Ponsa. Back post. And how about that parry by Starks? Second solid save by Starks. Bruletti twisting and turning. And Vancouver will reset, see what they can do here on this possession. Last possession, best chance of the night, but Starks with a big save, having a dive to his right. Suji back for Mpansa. This ball played out by Dakota. And a throw here coming for Sahil Deo. Mpansa. Bruletti back to Mpansa. A chance here for Strohmeyer. Strohmeyer charging up. This ball sent away by Starks. Razek. Ball takes deflection. Jamison. Garcia. Harper will go backwards. And Starks sends it towards midfield. Strohmeyer brings it down as it's headed away. Mate doing a good job heading that ball forward. And ball won back right away by Rapids 2. Dakota for Harper. Chumba. Jop. The shot from distance and well stopped by Zendejas. Zendejas had that near post covered, but a good strike from long range from Colorado. Zendejas, knowing he had some time, was just able to bat the ball down so he could pick it up. Mate. Talking with Rich Fagan about this club. He loves the way that some of these players have performed so far this season. He really feels that some players are having a good year. Carson Rasek, he's a player that's played a lot of minutes, really getting that opportunity to show himself, does have a goal and 5 assists. Micah Garnett, another player who's just shown up week in and week out to really earn his time, but he's playing really good. And Trevor Wright being another one of those. He's in possession of the ball at the moment. And Ponsa surveys, goes inside. Dangerous ball inside. Siegler right on the backside, and the intended target also in the vicinity was Chumba. Siegler, though, committing the foul. He does have a yellow card in the game. Umasuji, the player that was slow to get up. Of course, the World Cup going on. Both teams have familiar faces playing for different countries. How about Sebastian Berhalter for Vancouver? He had a goal and assist in that loss to Turkey. But his former teammate Ali Ahmed seen time with Canada, as well as this ball is won back initially by Rapids 2. How about former Rapids 2 player Moises Bombito, also coming in as a sub. And Canada's 6-0 win over Qatar. So many different players from across the league getting an opportunity to shine on the biggest stage as Dakota looks to work his way into the 18-yard box. He'll go back to Strohmeyer instead. This ball scooped forward. Suchi, the intended target. Siegler, how about this ball? The shot from Jop, and this is blocked away. Colorado now with a couple different shots that were blocked in front. I feel like that was going to be a dangerous moment for Jop in the Rapids, but unable to finish. And this will be a corner here for Rapids, too. Good job there by Siegler, winning the corner. And Landon Strohmeyer will head over and take this corner. Talking with Eric Boucher about Strohmeyer. Really dependable player. They love his work ethic. He's a player that can play different positions. A lot of times has played as a 6 this year, but brings activity as an 8 or a 10. Very vertical player on his team that has a willingness to work as he'll set up for an outward swinging ball. This ball looped in, headed up. Gilmore turns aside. Dakota, he has a little room to work. Dakota cuts it back. Chumba, the 15-year-old, to his left foot. Chumba back to Dakota. Numbers in the box for Colorado. Dakota to his right. Top of the area. This ball shot sent away by Vancouver. So Rapids, too, doing a good job of creating space and opportunity, but unable to get another shot through. This ball cut across, and it'll be stopped by Zendejas. Couple different players making a run towards the near post there for Rapids, too. If they're able to get a boot to it, maybe they can pop it over Zendejas. But now, Rapids, too, starting to be a little bit more active here in the second half. This part of the match is brought to you by American Family Insurance. Life's better when you are protected under our roof. Dakota sprinting forward. Dakota tripped up from behind, and this will be the first yellow card of the night for Vancouver. And it's going to go to Sahil Deo. Clear professional foul right there by Deo as Dakota was on the break. There's that trip by Deo. So Deo now into the books. So Sebastian Siegler of Colorado with a yellow card in this game. Sahil Deo, Whitecaps 2 with a yellow card. Dejas sending it all the way down the field. Strohmeyer, he's going to run out of room as Imponsa was able to cut him off. Dakota slowing things down, surveying. Garcia. Chumba for Siegler. Siegler, hard challenge. And then a hard challenge by Rapids, too, as they win the ball back. Dakota dragging the ball with him. Step over. Dakota. Jop with the right, curling. Oh, and the save. Oh, no, it goes in. It was initially saved, but Zendejas couldn't keep it out. And Colorado takes a 1-0 lead. Well, you have to love this strike by Bilo Jop. No hesitation, bending ball in. Zendejas makes the save, pops it up, but pops it up into his own netting and into his own goal. It looked like a great save, but he could not get the ball cleared away from danger. Allows the goal to go in, and Colorado take the lead at home. That goal coming in the 69th minute for Jop. His second goal of the season, and now we'll have a pair of subs come on for Colorado. Rogelio Garcia will come on, and Landon Strohmeyer will come off the field. Ali Fadal will come on, and Luis Garcia will head off. So now 3 subs in total for the Rapids after the first goal of the game was scored by Bilo Jop. Zendejas with the spill, couldn't keep it out. And that is where we stand as Daniel Echeverria will also come off the field. Kevin Pagorni will come onto the field for Whitecaps 2. We do have a player down as well in the center circle for Vancouver, as we also come to the hydration break in tonight's matchup. Well, how about that goal from Bilo Jop last season? 14 goals. He was a player to watch at the start of the game. Missed last week's game due to a suspension, but back, gets his second goal of the season. This is a player that made his debut for the first team earlier this season against New York City FC. But a player that they have high hopes for, and maybe that's what it's going to take. He sees that first one go in, and maybe things just go and unravel for him moving forward. 13th goal of the season for this Rapid side. Bilo Jop is on the score sheet. Here's a look back. See the save by Zendejas. Couldn't pop it up and over the crossbar. Goes into his goal for the opening goal of the game. It doesn't have to be the prettiest. It just needs to go in. But that was a rocket from Jop. And that pace behind that shot, a large reason why Zendejas couldn't make the save as the Rapids lead 1-0. And Carson Razik, the player being helped off for Vancouver. You hope it's nothing serious. We saw an injured player leave in the first half for Colorado and Jaden Chantak. Now seeing one here in the second half. Razik with quite the year, the 1 goal, the 5 assists, rising player of the week for the second time as he had a goal and assist in the win last week against Quakes 2. 17 years old out of Langley, British Columbia. As now Jop will head off for Colorado. It looks like Carson Razik's night will be over as well. So Chris Aquino is going to come on for Bilo Jop. And coming on for Whitecaps 2 will be Manav Badwell. Badwell just named to the MLS Next All-Star Game. So Chris Aquino officially in for Jop. Jop leaves with the goal that he scored in the 69th minute. And Aquino now will look to close out the game for Rapids 2. And Ponsa. Well, for Eric Boucher, he has to be thrilled getting that first goal. Now a chance to play with the lead. Of course, last week, Vancouver gave up the opening goal in the first 2 minutes of the game, responded with a goal 2 minutes later. Now they look to do that here in the second half. Rapids now with 13 goals on the season. They've made 4 subs. Chris Aquino in, he's really a set-piece specialist too. Very good field player as well, but if there's any more set pieces tonight for Colorado, he'll be the man to watch out for. Dale plays it in, and this is grabbed out of the air by Starks. Starks leaving no doubt to that, making sure he could get to the ball first. Grabs it out of the air. He did not want to punch away and make a mistake. Harper for Dakota. This game will also look different with Ollie Fadal into the game. So good at controlling the ball, really running the tempo for this Rapids team. Player that Eric Boucher absolutely loves, had so much high praise for Fadal. Fadal, another one of those players coming to this Rapid side. Signed to the first team. This is his 10th appearance on the season at a Kumasi, Ghana. He's a player that leaves it out, leads by example, leads vocally, but a player that they have high hopes for moving forward into the future. Siegler out wide. And Ponsa slows it down at the moment to Trevor Wright. Wright. Near takeaway by Garcia. And Ponsa, he's going to go all the way back to Zendejas. Little press here by Aquino as it's played out to Mate. Right now, Rapids do try and win the ball back as we'll have a foul here called against Vidal of Colorado. This part of the match is brought to you by UC Health. With personalized care in locations across Colorado, UC Health is here for you. No matter where your story takes you, UC Health. Live extraordinary. Mate. Dale back to Suji. Suji under pressure from Vidal. Vidal doing a good job getting enough of the ball to clip that away from Suji. Garcia. Starks. See the defenders right now of Colorado putting in the work, trying to get to the ball, trying to force a mistake on the press. Vidal. Gilmore over to Harper, the captain. Garcia. Here's Chumba. Vidal. Yeah, throw here for Vancouver. Mentioned the struggles of Rapids too. Have not won a game since November 2nd of last year. That coming in the semifinals against Minnesota United FC. That was 17 games ago. A chance here tonight to get their first win of the season and possibly their first clean sheet of the year. Whitecaps too, though, numerous times this season have come from behind to get the tying goal. As we have another player down on the ground. It's Nathan Chumba, the 15-year-old down. Tyler Brown also about to sub on for Vancouver. Tyler Brown, a very good goal scorer, comes from the academy, one of the top goal scorers in MLS Next. He's a former MLS Next MVP. It also looks like we'll have a sub here in moments for Colorado. You have to think Nathan Chumba is going to be the player coming off. Our lone goal of the game coming from Bilo Jap. That coming in the 69th minute. His second goal this season. Last year, 14 goals on the year. So Chumba able to pop up and walk off under his own power. So that's great to see. And now we'll have some subs for each side. Tyler Brown will come on for Marko Popovic. And then it'll be Kai Thomas coming on for Nathan Chumba, who just headed off. So Rapids have used all their subs. Whitecaps do have 2 remaining. We have a little bit more than 10 minutes of time here remaining in this game. We'll probably have a few minutes of stoppage time added on And 3 in the first half. I have to think it's going to be a little bit longer than that with a couple of injuries we've seen here in the second half. Right. Bruletti. Back to right. Right. Trying to skip lines. And this will find its way to Starks. Starks does have one big save in the game. That came out a shot that went to the back post that he had to go down and make a diving stop for. Otherwise, Vancouver could have had the opening goal of this game. Moments later, it'd be Vancouver's allowing the goal by Jop when Zendejas couldn't handle the shot of Jop. Initially deflected into the air, but into his own net. A lot of times you'll see keepers try to pop that ball up and over the crossbar. He wasn't able to do so. Just did not have enough power behind the save. Harper nearly gave it away. Gets another return pass. How about that ball won by Bruletti? Little back heel. And this ball won by Colorado. And they'll give it right back to Vancouver. The foul was called earlier, so this will come back for Colorado. Harper. Thomas. Thomas in for defensive purposes. Came in for Chumba. See him right now playing in the back line. So Fidal jumping up to the midfielder, that holding midfield spot. Aquino. Here's Gilmore for Starks. Starks will send it away, looking for Dakota. How about that touch by Garcia, trying to play it to himself as he's fouled by Impanza, and Impanza's going to go in the books, and he'll apologize to Garcia. Good look back at that touch by Garcia. If Impanza doesn't commit that foul, there's a good chance Garcia can go on a little run. Also had Dakota right there to his right. So Impanza, the third person into the books here this evening. Sebastian Siegler, the lone Rapid in the books. And Sahil Deo with the other yellow card for Vancouver. Foul here called against Bruletti. Bruletti holding the waist of Fidal. Thomas under pressure. Dangerous pass back. Good job there by Yumasuji. But Yumasuji now called for the foul as he pushed over Kai Thomas. Kai Thomas coming on as a sub, making his 9th appearance with the team. Garcia pushing it forward, but back is Trevor Wright. Trevor Wright has had a good game at that center back position. Him and Impanza have performed very well tonight, making it very difficult for the attackers of Colorado to break through the back line. This ball played into the channel. Badwall. Mate. Garnett. For Bruletti. Gets on the return. Garnett out wide. This ball lofted in and headed away with ease by Dakota. and Ponsa. They go backwards to right. And now an opportunity here for Rapids 2, seeking that second goal. Garcia cuts it across. The shot, and it hits off Aquino and goes backwards. And then another ball deflected. Well, sometimes it's Rapids 2 just hurting themselves more than the opponent. A couple different times we've seen them on a shot attempt hit their own player. Fidal to his right, trying to create space. Fidal. This ball struck and just wide. How about this opportunity moments ago for Colorado? Beautiful ball play back, but Aquino in the way. Just sometimes you're unlucky, and that has been the case this season for Colorado. I just think probably 3 shots have hit Rapids players. Otherwise, who knows? Maybe one of them sneaks through, and this game could be 2-0. Question for Colorado is, can they hold on to this lead for the remainder for these last 3 minutes, as we have a foul here called against Bruletti? Thomas. Dakota. Trying to get by Mate. Bruletti over to defend. Starks will send it away. And Ponce able to get his head to it. Mate brings it down with his chest. And Dakota and Garcia commit the foul against Mate. Ponsa able to wiggle his way around Garcia. Garcia with a hard challenge, and this will be a straight yellow card. Bruletti. Mate just on the edge of the area. Dakota defending, tries to turn around and get by him. Dakota able to go to the ground, and they're going to say last touch by Mate, and it'll be a throw for Rapids. How about that effort there by Jabari Dakota, going down to the surface, making the tackle, and somehow gets the ball a hit off Mate, so Rapids win the ball back. Talking to Eric Boucher, he very much thought that this team could really make a run here and get some wins moving forward. He said it starts with tonight as this ball is played in and, well, never makes its way in, as we'll have a throw here for Vancouver. But sometimes that's all it takes, is that one win. Get the weight off your shoulders. Get that game in the bag. And then maybe things start to roll here for Rapids 2. Coming into the night, Vancouver with a big win last week over Quakes 2. They were hoping to get back-to-back wins. Now they're hoping to get a draw to push this game to kicks. Saw a late goal last week for the game-winning goal from Yumasuji in stoppage time. Vancouver about to bring on a sub, and it looks like they will wait until after the kick. Vancouver looking for some late magic here on the road. Some jostling going on in the 18-yard box. Our head referee, Matt Thompson, calming things down at the moment. Very good game in the center pitch for Matt Thompson and his crew. This ball sent in. Headed up by Mate, but right at Starks. Just not enough power behind that header. I've been trying to direct that towards the center of the 6-yard box, but went off to the near post. Right. How about that sidestep to avoid the pressure of De La Fuente, who's making a run. De La Fuente still applying the press on the hip. Losing his balance was Rogelio Garcia. Otherwise, maybe an opportunity right there for Rapids 2 to put the game away. Thomas will go all the way back, but we had a whistle beforehand. And now let's see if Jaden Kim is allowed to come onto the field for Vancouver. And now Kim will come on. So Kim will replace Prince and Ponsa. So Kim in. Trying to give a little jolt of energy here to the Whitecaps. If you're just joining us, stoppage time. Bilo Jop with lone goal coming in the 69th minute. And that is where we stand. Rapids 2 have yet to get a win or a clean sheet on the season, and they could do that here tonight at home. Right. Vancouver dashing forward. Looking to spoil the fun of Colorado. Berletti out wide for Kim, who just subbed on. Kim looping ball, back post. Starks trying to chase it down, and he just sends it away. Smart play there by Starks, just playing that out. Kim, Dakota to defend. Berletti. Suji. This ball, back post. Kim was the nearest player for Vancouver, and if he's just a yard or two forward, maybe he could get his foot to that ball. Great pass right there, but Kim just unable to get to it. Now a chance here for 17-year-old Kendall Starks to send the ball away. Starks, part of the academy, just made one start last season, has now made 8 on the year. 30 saves now on the season. But Eric Boucher talking about how they can trust him to make saves, trust him with the ball at his feet, good with long and short passes, but brings a great mentality to this club. But he has a chance to get his first professional shutout here tonight if this scoreline is to hold. Jamison somehow able to play that ball away. De La Fuente. De La Fuente cuts it into Garcia. Garcia for Aquino as this ball is sent away by Vancouver. Garnett. Hard challenge by Vidal. And this will be a foul and a set-piece opportunity coming from a dangerous spot on the field for Vancouver. Vidal going down on the ground, clipping the foot. Colorado thought that he had gotten ball first, but our referee did not see it that way. Might have also got the body on the way down on his tackle. But a big moment right here for Vancouver. A chance to get an equalizer. Level things up here in the 6th minute of stoppage time. Suji standing over the ball. Suji with the game-winning goal last week against Quakes 2. A chance to tie things up here in stoppage time tonight. The two-man wall is set. And now we wait for the go-ahead whistle. This ball struck, but right into the wall. Big moment right there. Garcia and Siegler standing strong for Rapids 2. Still, Vancouver trying to find that equalizer. This play back, but right to Aquino. Aquino avoids pressure. And there is the final whistle, and Colorado get their first win of the season and their first shutout of the year. It's been 17 games since Colorado last won. You have to go back to last season in the semifinals against Minnesota United. It was a long time coming, since November 2nd of last year. Kendall Starks gets his first career shutout. Bilo Jop with the lone goal this game, and he is tonight's man of the match, presented to you by Adidas. It was a beautiful strike by Jop to get the lone goal. Had enough pace and power behind it where Zendejas couldn't handle it. But Jop on top of the area. How about that bending ball in? Hard struck and goes through for the opening goal, and then the lone goal. Jabari Dakota with the assist on the goal. What a beautiful strike from Jop, a player that had 14 goals last year, now has 2 goals on the season. And this might be what it takes for Eric Boucher's side to get going as they get their first win and first clean sheet of the season for our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew. I'm Josh Toll. Once again, our final score is Rapids 1, Whitecaps 0. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com. And One Football, thank you and good night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.